Have you ever felt this? You dream about a bigger life. You imagine success, respect, freedom. You tell yourself, one day. But when it is time to work, you feel tired. You delay. You scroll. You say, tomorrow. If you have big dreams but weak discipline, this story is for you. It may change how you see yourself forever. In a small town surrounded by old brick houses and narrow streets, there lived a young man named Rayan. He was 26 years old, strong, intelligent, full of plans. But his problem was simple. He loved dreaming. He hated discipline. And he did not know that something inside him was slowly rusting. Rayan wanted success more than anything. He talked about starting his own business. He imagined buying a house for his parents. He watched motivational videos every night and promised himself that tomorrow would be different. His friends believed in his potential. They often said, "You're talented. You can do something big." But talent without discipline is like a sword left in the rain. Rayan would wake up late. He would plan for hours but execute nothing. He would organize notebooks, create schedules, and then abandon them within days. He loved the idea of hard work, but not the discomfort of it. Inside his room, hanging on the wall, was an old decorative sword passed down from his grandfather. It once shined brightly. Now, small patches of rust had begun to appear. Rayan never noticed. Just like he never noticed what was happening to his own potential. One evening, during a power outage, Rayan sat in silence. With no phone and no distractions, his eyes wandered toward the sword on the wall. He took it down. The blade felt heavier than he remembered. The rust had spread. It was no longer sharp, no longer powerful. His grandfather's words echoed in his memory. A sword that is not maintained loses its strength. Rayan ran his fingers across the dull surface. He realized something uncomfortable. The sword had not become weak overnight. It had slowly decayed. Just like him. Missed mornings. Broken promises. Skipped routines. Endless tomorrows. He had not failed dramatically. He had simply neglected himself. And neglect, he understood, was more dangerous than failure. For the first time, he felt afraid, not of hard work, but of becoming permanently average. Days later, an opportunity came. A friend offered Rayan a chance to join a serious project. This was the moment he always talked about. But when deadlines arrived, Rayan hesitated. He procrastinated. He overthought. He delayed action. The project moved on without him. No argument. No drama. Just silence. That silence hurt more than rejection. He returned home and looked again at the sword. The rust had deepened into dark stains. He finally understood the metaphor. Dreams are sharp at first, but without daily discipline, they corrode. Rayan fell onto his bed, staring at the ceiling. He whispered to himself, "I am not unlucky. I am undisciplined." That truth cut deeper than any blade. And that night, he could not sleep. Because for the first time, he saw what he was becoming. The next morning, Rayan woke before sunrise. Not because he felt motivated, but because he felt ashamed. He took the sword outside and began cleaning it with sandpaper. The rust did not disappear easily. His hands hurt. Dust filled the air. But slowly, beneath the corrosion, metal began to shine again. That was the moment he understood. Discipline is not glamorous. It is repetitive, uncomfortable, quiet. He started small. Wake up early. Finish one task fully. No excuses. The first week was painful. His mind begged for comfort, for delay, for tomorrow. But this time, he did not negotiate with himself. Every morning he cleaned the sword a little. Every day he cleaned his habits a little. And slowly, both began to shine. Rayan did not become rich overnight. But something more important happened. He became reliable. His discipline sharpened his confidence. His consistency rebuilt trust. Opportunities returned, not because he dreamed bigger, but because he worked daily. The sword on his wall now shined like new. but the real transformation was inside him. Dear listener, big dreams are not rare. Discipline is. Your potential is like a blade. If you do not sharpen it, it will rust. Not loudly, not dramatically, quietly. So ask yourself honestly, are you unlucky? Or are you simply avoiding discipline? Because success does not belong to dreamers. It belongs to those who sharpen themselves every day.